My name is Matt Johnner. I'm 22 years old from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and welcome to another episode of the Sit Down Podcast. Thanks for having me, guys.
Heck yeah.
Long day, hard work, blood, sweat, a little dirt. My new boots are all muddy, but dirty hands mean clean money. I'm dog tired, hardwired. You got the smoke, and we're gonna light it up till the sun goes down. When I get home, baby, don't you know all I want is you, me, and whiskey all night long. Little bit of cold mixed with my rum. Can't wait to take you where I'm from. Show you all the things this old boy does. Gonna make me wish
Welcome
to the show.
Welcome
Happy to be back in Bellevue.
Frickin' Rights, Bellevue, Saskatchewan. I'm
back in Bellevue.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me
so
the story.
I got to tell you this story. I was saving it for on air. So I think this was a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
When it was around the time when I had recently just purchased Starlink and I was changing my internet provider, and I was very pleased with it. And this gentleman come into my house to take down the old internet service. And I had we didn't know each other at this time, but long story short is it was Matt that came into my home. He was the one who disengaged my old internet. And when we were there, I was showing you like how fast my Starlink
Yeah, we were
was.
testing the Starlink. I remember that.
Yeah, and you
That
were
was the
just,
first one I'd actually tested myself because it was still kind of new at
yeah,
the time.
and I had told that story to Mark, and I was like, oh yeah, the internet guy was there, and even he was surprised at how fast it was. And turns out here it was our guest today. So I think that was the first time that we met.
Yep.
So
We didn't
forgive
know it,
me
but
if I was
we met
kind of being a little bit of a dick that day, but
No, it was great.
hell
That
yeah,
day?
It
dude.
was a good time.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. But that's how we got. But moving forward from there, you do work with some people that Mark and I know, and we were aware that you're currently recording an album and everything.
Single.
A single?
Yeah.
There we go.
Wish it was an album,
But there is an album coming eventually.
eventually, someday,
Eventually.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I have had the privilege of seeing you perform a couple times. I want to say we've seen you at open stage before. You just recently opened for Caitlin Lehner at Rock Trout in Prince Albert that I was in attendance for. And my dude, oh my God, you got it, bro.
Thank
have
you
it.
very much. It's a lot of fun. That was a good show. I had a lot of fun there.
Hell yeah.
Was that one of your first solo shows?
Kind of. Like I just started doing this in January, the solo acoustic thing. So I played in Saskatoon a little bit here and there, but it was definitely fun opening for Caitlin. And then she had me up during Sold, and I sang with her there, so that was fun. I've never sang with a full band before, so that was a fun time to get up there and sing that good old John Michael Montgomery song with her, and it was a blast. I had a great time at the Rock Trout. Would definitely go back.
Freaking rights. Curious. So you said you've never played with a full band before, but have you not played with like your brothers and your dad?
Well, yes. So I started drumming when I was 15, and that's kind of my start in music. I started drumming with my brothers and my dad and uncle, the Johnner brothers, and I've been playing with them since I was 15. But I've never sang with a full band, I guess I should say. I've always been hidden away in the back where nobody can see me playing my drums. But
right on.
But yeah, so then that was the first time singing with a full band that I've had the experience of. So
heck yeah. So
what led to being a drummer to wanting to be a solo artist?
I don't know. I've always liked playing guitar and singing. I just needed to work at it a bunch, and then I had quit my job last winter and was kind of in between things, and I was like, well, might as well get out and play some guitar and sing. And I had a friend that was going to an open mic one night, and he's like, hey, you want to come? And I was like, well, no, I'm scared of that. But he's like, no, it'll be a good time. It'll be fine. So I went out there, did 3 songs, and then had a good time doing it. So I've been doing
Crushed it
ever since. Wow. I don't know. Hopefully. It was my first time singing in front of people, really. So it was definitely nerve-wracking, but got through it, and now
Yeah.
I've been working away, going to open mics almost every week and playing around town, and then I've been working on a single with Bees Knees Recording, Simon Jasnick.
Beauty.
And, that's all done now, so it's set to release June 15th if everything goes smoothly with the release, and
Freaking right.
I'm excited for it.
Absolutely,
Very
as you
first
should
one.
be. Before I ask the next question here, so look at the the
Yep.
volume things.
It's fine.
Shouldn't that be bigger?
No, it's fine.
Okay. All right. Sorry. So what are differences in, I guess, performing? What's the difference for you performing your art at an open stage compared to an actual show? Like the difference from playing the Capitol Music Club open stage at 3 songs and then opening for Caitlin for an hour acoustic set. Is there much difference there?
To me personally, not I treat every open stage like it's a show. Like I try to do my best every time, warm up for it, drink my water, get all ready. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much of a difference with the actual performance other than when it's a longer set, like opening for Caitlin, you have more time to warm up your voice and everything feels better. Because for an open stage, when it's 3 songs, after the 3rd song, I'm like, oh yeah, my voice is feeling warm now. Like I'm ready to keep going, and then it's over. But when it's a little bit of a longer set, it's good because you get warmed up and then.
So you put all the difficult songs in the end.
Yes. I always start with easy songs, a little bit lower in my range, and then
Hell yeah,
and then it gets warmed up.
dude. I think the sound that you have with what you're doing, I don't know. I mean, I have said this to other artists. Like, I don't see any others like it out there, right?
It's the
But-
250th time you've said that on this podcast.
But I mean it though. There's we've worked closely with other artists throughout the province and stuff like that. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is if I take the night at Rock Trout, for example, at the table I was sitting at, as you were performing, we were trying to just figure it out, man. You were great. We loved it.
Thank you.
And I had just said, oh man, he's really giving me Jason Mraz vibes, right? And somebody mentioned Jack. Is it Johnston or
Jack
Johnson?
Johnson.
So somebody mentioned him, and then the next song you played, you did a cover of Jason Mraz. I was just like, yes,
Perfect time.
nailed
You
it.
got
Yeah.
it.
Hell yeah, dude. But tell me another Saskatchewan artist that sounds like Jason Mraz.
Well, have you heard all Saskatchewan artists?
No, but I just mean
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying in our bubble, in our
Right.
little thing that we're creating here, I haven't heard anybody doing what you're doing right now, and I freaking love it, dude.
Oh,
I
thank
think
you. That
Well,
there's a lot coming from you guys.
There's one singer that kind of sounds like him. Quinn Johnner.
yeah.
John or Lucas John or Aiden John.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my brothers. We sound
Yeah.
similar.
Awesome. Is Quinn, sorry, I don't want to steer off of you, but is Quinn still doing the sea cruise
He
thing?
is.
Just talking about
He
that.
is. Yep. He
Yeah.
was in Greece a couple days ago.
Oh man.
He's been all over the world. I think this is he's in his 5th year of doing that now.
Yeah,
That's
we
crazy.
determined he has a really shitty life.
Yeah.
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 Man, I don't know.
He misses the winters and then he usually comes home for a bit in the summer. So
Yeah. Yeah.
what more could you want when you miss the Saskatchewan winters?
Would you ever do anything like that?
I've thought about it. It's definitely a lot of work. He works hard on that.
Yeah.
You perform every single day. Even when you're sick, you got to get up there and do it.
Yep.
I've thought about it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still just feeling out the local scene here and seeing if I can get something going, but that's always been an option.
We should just get tickets for that sea cruise, a week cruise or whatever, and then queue it up for when Quinn's performing or something and just bombard them. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
I
because
might do
cruises
that.
are cheap, and our podcast is making a lot of money.
No, well, I just mean, you gotta diversify your portfolio.
You just got to find a sponsor to send you out there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Hell
maybe
yeah.
It's a business expense. You know?
maybe MSC Cruises wants. Is that where he's working? I don't know.
No, he usually works for Royal Caribbean. I think he's on a seaborne ship this time around.
Sure, that one. If you want to sponsor us,
Yeah.
we'll come on board.
Hit him
Yeah, we'll make a podcast out of it.
Shit. If they say yes, go ahead. Then I need to get my passport.
Yeah.
figured out. Anyway.
Yeah, one of my, I don't know. I've heard, who else did we have that was doing sea? I think Teresa Sakurka had done like I don't know if you call them residencies or whatever, but her too, she was just like, man, sometimes it was crazy, just like the shift in the boat and like everything, all the tables, everything slide one way, and she's like, sometimes it gets pretty freaking wild there.
I bet. I've seen some videos from Quinn, like they've gone through some storms, and it's pretty scary.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Show must go on though, right?
Show must go on.
They always make these cruises look like they're fantastic until you hit a storm.
Yeah. Until you hit a storm and you're in the belly of the ship where the crew stays, like Quinn. One day he woke up at 2 a.m, alarms going off, everything. He's standing in like 6 inches of water, and it's rising, and he's below deck. And he was like,
I got to get out of here.
He wakes up at 2 a.m. He's like, what is going on? It was just a pipe had burst. They weren't sinking. But they evacuated the floor and everything. But he woke like just fresh out of a deep sleep, and he's like, is the ship sinking? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God, I can't imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
You ever wait in anticipation for your song to play on the radio, knowing that it's been requested so many times, and you still can't get it on there? Check this out. Go to Funky Moose Radio, to the app, and scroll all the way down, and hit the S button for the search engine. Type in the song that you want to listen to. Hey, Kemper, come here, buddy. Come here. What's the name of that song that reminds you of My Singing Monsters that you like?
Semi-climactic.
And boom, your song is played. So yeah, go to Funky Moose Radio and request a song. Stay tuned and enjoy. May I ask, where did you go to school?
I went to school in Saskatoon. I've born and raised there. Went to elementary school at St. Matthew. That's kind of, I think, how I was named. My mom named me after the school that my brothers went to. But and then I went to Holy Cross for high school, and then I just went into the trades after that. I didn't go to any post-secondary school.
Right.
Huh. So how did you end up at the internet?
I was trying to segue.
I just applied.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't know. I took a year off after high school, and I was like just basically drumming like every day. I was practicing every day, and it was during the pandemic, so like you couldn't do anything anyways. So I just kind of took a gap year at home, which I don't think anybody does, but it was a good time. Kind of figured out some stuff, and then just applied. Saw it on Indeed, and I applied through there, and then got the job, started working full-time for them, and I was a contractor for them, so I worked for another contracting group that worked for them.
Right.
And then, but it was good. I traveled all around Saskatchewan. I've been to almost every small town. A lot of my main run was Bellevue, Waka, One Arrow here, so I've been in this area a lot.
Because
Very
stupid
familiar
tower
with
kept
it.
breaking.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, so did that for 3 years, and then, wasn't quite for me, so moved on, and now I'm doing music, and I love it. I love every day.
Yes.
Awesome.
Man, I'm so grateful that you don't do that anymore, and your focus has shifted to this. Man, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you got it, dude.
Well, thank you so
You
much.
do.
I appreciate that.
You're kind of easy on the eyes too. I'm gonna add on there. So
You're going to make me blush, Joel.
Yeah, good.
The way he was looking in that camera too for his performance songs, it was like, oh yeah, they're gonna love this.
Yeah,
I was going to look in your eyes and try to make sure, but
Yeah.
figured I'd save it for the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. So performing with your family and then shifting into like a solo project, I'm just going to presume that there was some writing experience before you started writing for yourself, or was the shift like when you were like, I'm going to write myself a song to perform with?
I started writing in high school. Nothing good. Nothing very, very good at all. I write with my brother Luke a lot. He's my oldest brother, and he's a very talented songwriter, and he's worked at it a lot. So he definitely has a process now. So we write together a lot. And the first song I wrote that we released it as the Johnner Brothers. It was on the Johnner Boys. Sorry, even I'm getting confused with all the names. But on our last album too, Summer Nights. That was a song that Luke and I wrote together, and so that was kind of cool because it got to go through kind of a production process with that, and that was a lot of fun. And then, when I started doing my solo act here, I was like, I kind of want to put something out, get something going. So I sat down with Luke and we went through all our old ideas because we had just random little ideas. And I had started writing the song DUI that's coming out June 15th, a couple years ago now. I had like the first verse and chorus, but could not figure out how to write the rest of the song. That's my downfall with songwriting. I can start something and I can never finish it. Right. So then sat down with Luke and we finished the rest of it. And I think it turned out great, so I'm excited for it.
Heck yeah. Well, you did perform that song here for us today.
Yes, first acoustic performance, and it's definitely a lot harder to break it down acoustically. But.
Man, I just want
to Matt keeps saying that it's a little rough. I thought it was great.
I thought it was phenomenal. I'm curious to know if you guys have any opinions on it, whether they're good or bad, doesn't matter. I would love to see them in the comments.
If they're bad, I'll just delete the comment.
Hide the name. Dude, I found out that there's already, like, Facebook has an algorithm already, as well as Instagram, for example, that there's an algorithm that already filters the comment section and shows you what you're most prone to see. Oh. So, like, for example, there was the exact same post on 2 separate devices, and one of the devices was like all positive comments in the comment section, and the other device was all negative. So it's like, what is this person specifically engaging in? And then it feeds you that. So not even the comments are accurate to gather information from.
Well, they're accurate if you sort them by all.
Right. But it just depends who they're pushing it towards.
Yeah. Yeah, because the default sort setting is most relevant. Oh. So you'll only see most relevant comments to you. Right. Yeah. That's why they're different. But if you select all, and you'll
just
see
don't read the comments.
Yeah, just ignore the comments.
You kind of have to at the start, though.
Well, sure.
Yeah. You know, like I say that too. I try and stay out of there, but I always find myself. I get very entertained. Like Justin Trudeau. Look at his comment section. It's just, I could sit there for hours just scrolling through it, man. It's
sometimes the comment section is more entertaining than the video.
Product. Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
I freaking love it.
Nah, I don't. I usually don't read comments.
That's smart. Smart call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me happier.
Makes you happier? Hang on a second. We're going to take let's cut to a song here right now. You guys. This is, Wonder Woman, right?
Wonder Woman.
Yep. Wonder Woman from Matt Joyner.
You make me wonder, woman. You make me lose my mind. Because you dropped it beautiful. I thought I dropped it trying to get your attention. Trying to make you mine. Because you're one in a million. Because you're one of a kind. Oh, you make me want to turn into the chosen one. You save me from unholy love. Cause what I'm bleeding is drowning the demons. Oh, you make me want to lose this fight. And baby, you're my kryptonite. So it's no wonder that you're a Wonder Woman. I make you Wonder Woman. Why am I putting up a fight? Because it's clear as day I'm flying blind into the night. And now I've fallen from so up high. I've been clawing from the depths. I'm at the end of my rope. I've tried to die a million deaths. Oh, you make me want to turn into the chosen one. You save me from unholy love. Cause what I'm bleeding is drowning the demons. Oh, you make me want to lose this fight. And baby, I'm a kryptonite. So it's no wonder that you're a Wonder Woman. I set the darkness free deep down inside of me. And I can finally see you're delivering me. I set the darkness free deep down inside of me. And I can finally see you're delivering me. Oh, you make me want to turn into the chosen one. You save me from unholy love. Cause what I'm bleeding is drowning the demons. Oh, you make me want to lose this fight. And baby, you're my kryptonite. So It's no wonder, it's no wonder, woman. It's no wonder that you're a Wonder Woman.
Tell us a little bit about Wonder Woman. I saw you perform it at Rock Trout.
Yes.
Dude, it definitely stood out in
Thank
the
you.
set.
It's definitely got a different vibe. Like I don't know what genre it is, but it's a fun song.
We don't like genres.
We don't. Yeah,
No.
it's just
No.
it's
If it's good music,
it's just
just
good.
music. Cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, it's good. I started writing this a couple years ago. Got the first verse and chorus, couldn't finish it. Took it to my brother Luke, and we're like, let's finish this. And then we bounced ideas back and forth. And that's kind of seems to be our writing process. Is like one of us will have some of an idea, and then we'll just bounce back and forth, finish it up. But yeah, I like it's just kind of a cool vibe to it. So I like that song a lot, and it's fun. So yeah, it's called Wonder Woman. We finished it maybe a couple months ago, and I'm doing a Sask One Mic recording session on June 15th, and we're doing Wonder Woman and another original My Bible with 3 of my brothers. So it'll be fun. It's kind of a full band thing, so it'll be a fun time.
Hell yeah. So what was the inspiration for the song? I'm not like
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I kind of came up with the guitar part, just a boom, 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 boom. And I thought it was kind of fun, so I was playing around with that. And then I was like, I think I'd just seen the movie Wonder Woman, and I was like,
this is what it's called now.
you make me Wonder Woman. And I was like, oh, maybe that could be a play on words kind of thing. So, and then it just kind of happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
That song, like, kind of, I know people say it like a song writes itself. If it's some songs write themselves, that kind of happened. It just everything kind of flowed through, and then I was like, once I had all the words on paper, we were like, yeah, that's a song. So, but it turned out well. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
it's a beauty, man.
Sounds
It's
good.
great.
Thanks.
Submit it to Marvel.
Yeah,
Oh.
getting the next Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or-
That'd be like winning the lottery.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So what does I don't know, Thanksgiving look like at the Johnner family? Like, is there a lot of music involved, or is it
No.
just not at all?
No, my family, because a lot of us do it, well, like my family does it professionally. And so
Yep.
family gatherings, no music. Campfires, no music. It's not that kind of vibe. We
So
talk
do-
about music lots, but we don't ever like play it. We
So do
hardly
you-
ever have music in the background either. Like it's never
Interesting.
a thing.
So do you guys see it as the job, or is it?
Well, kind of like we all have a passion for it, and it's not like just a job. It's definitely a passion. But I don't know. Maybe because we work on music all day to begin with, and then it's like you're having a nice dinner with the family. We don't tend to break out any music, but
Yeah.
every once in a while, my grandparents will request something, so we'll play for them.
You're like,
And,
oh, fun.
yeah. No, but for my grandparents, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Thanksgiving, big family. Like both my parents, my mom has 3 other siblings. My dad has 4 other siblings, and then we have the 5 boys in my family. So it's always a big gathering, and usually something breaks, but usually not like a bone. Like nobody breaks themselves. It's always like a plate or something.
Right.
But yeah, it's a good time.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Sounds like things get rowdy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Depends which side of the family we're talking about, but yeah.
We'll leave that in the middle for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't clarify which one.
Freaking rights. How do you like working with Simon at Bee's Knees Recording in Saskatoon?
Oh, that's
So
a trick
good.
question.
Yeah. Yeah. Should I lie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so much fun. Simon is incredible at his job. I basically grew up with the guy. Like I've known him since I was like 7. He played in our band for 10 years, and very talented musician, very just level-headed guy. Like you guys know Simon. He's just the coolest. And
Easy on the eyes.
easy on the eyes. Yeah, Simon, if you're watching.
He's taken.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, so working with him was just incredible. Like I've never felt more like taken care of, because I was going into this as my first single. I was super nervous about it all, and Simon is just so calm, patient. He's like, no, let's take our time. Like we'll get it right. Definitely pushed me to like get the best performance I could. And it was a lot of fun. Like I played the drums on the single DUI and the acoustic guitar and sang on it. So I had a lot of time in the studio with Simon, and it was just a lot of fun. Like he has so much expertise about the whole production side of everything, and I know nothing about that. Like that's totally out of my wheelhouse. Any of that technical stuff, can't even understand it. But he is very good at his job. Very smart guy. Yeah. And it turned out better than I ever hoped. So
hell yeah.
Very happy with it.
Where do those nerves come from then? Because you've known Simon forever.
I'm having a similar thought too. I'm like, you've got all the experience with the family. What is different about this?
I guess it's like the creating of something, because like since it was like my song, it's like, well, I can kind of say how it's done, like where it goes, but it's definitely easier for me to like play something that's already been written and produced by somebody else, but then to try to be like, well, what do I want the drums to do? It's like, I don't know. That defines the song. So I'm like, it's a lot of pressure. And I don't know. I guess just the thought of like, is it good? Is it not good? Like, I don't know. I'm still new at like creating music. So, but no. And then after we're all done now. And it's just like looking back, I'm like, oh, it was such a smooth process, and everything went really well.
So now if you go back in the studio again for a new song,
Simon,
do you think you're going to be nervous again? Or is it more like, I know how this
No, I think it'd be better the second time around.
Yeah.
I think it's just the first time doing anything for me. I'm very, very nervous about it.
Right.
And I kind of overthink every possible outcome in my head.
Right.
But once I do something, the nerves calm down. So I'm hoping to get back in there at some point. But yeah, it'll always be at Bee's Knees recording.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah.
When creating it's just, you said something that was interesting about like, just like, oh, is this going to be set? Does this sound good? Is this the right filler or whatever is going in here? I'm very interested in how you determine if it's going to be good or not. Like, you're clearly thinking of like, what's the public going to say when they hear this, as opposed to like how you feel about it.
Well, that's
right?
the thing.
Is it balance of like, are you writing it for yourself? Are you writing it for other people? Or like, what's...
Yeah, that's the issue I kind of had. And like halfway through the process, I was like, I think I'm going to be happier if I enjoy it rather than caring about like what other people think. But that's still always a thought in the back of my mind. It's like, people gonna enjoy it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then about halfway through the process, I was like, no, I'm just gonna kind of go with what I feel. And working with Simon, he had a lot of great ideas that we threw into the song. And it was just after we started working on it halfway through, then I was like, yeah, no, I'm getting more comfortable and confident in the direction we're going. And like I said, super happy with how it turned out. Very excited for it to come out.
Yeah.
I think also if you write it for yourself, there are bound to be people that think the same way as you.
Sure.
So
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
I kind of tell you something similar about us all the time. I'm like, I can't be the only person on the face of the earth that thinks like this.
That's what I tell you.
That I am the only person who thinks like that.
No.
Anyways, cut that. Are there any songs that you've created or are creating that you would be like, if it ends up being a hit song and you have to perform that song at every show, every gig for like the next 30 years, are you thinking of that long term when creating a song? Like, you're like, oh, flip, if I have to sing this song for the next 30 years, like, I'm gonna just end up hating this song.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Not when I like wrote DUI, I guess, but then after it was all produced and everything and we have the final version, now I've been trying to like work up an acoustic version of it, and it's definitely proving to be tricky acoustic for me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's where it sits in my range, but it's been tough. But I think it just needs more practice, like
right?
Anything. So
I thought you nailed it here today.
Well, thank you. I'm glad
it
came through that way.
Actually,
I think that's also an artist trait where, because it's your own song, you'll pick on anything that's bad about it.
I think that's true.
And like, I didn't hear anything wrong with it.
Well, thank you.
You were even saying it how I don't even want to say it on air. I'll say it after. No, but how you were like, oh, there might have been a couple mess ups in there or whatever here and there. Like, dude, I didn't hear anything. I thought it was flawless, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and I am going to cut that part out because I don't want people now.
They're going to be like, oh, now I hear all the mistakes. Yeah.
So that isn't staying in. But, yeah. Let's cut to it right now.
Yeah.
Here is DUI from Matt Johnner.
She's a redhead, red dirt road kind of girl, with a twinkle in her eye. She loves to watch the sunrise, that sweet talk, sexy walk, take me home to meet Mom and Pa. Girl, I didn't know what I was missing. She says, load up that pickup truck, honey, I'll come pick you up. Now I'm gonna get a DUI. I'm drunk on you, and I'm high on my life. No one knows where this road even goes. Run it fast, then we'll take it real slow. What we got, I don't want this to ever end. Yeah, tonight I'm driving under your influence. It's been a long week, can't breathe. City got me feeling beat. I need some of you and me. You make my worries disappear. Drown the pain, it's more than clear. Girl, I didn't know what I was missing. So I load up my pickup truck, honey, I'll come pick you up. Now I'm gonna get a DUI. I'm drunk on you, and I'm high on my life. No one knows where this road even goes. Run it fast, then we'll take it real slow. What we got, I don't want this to ever end. Yeah, tonight I'm driving under your influence. I'm a homegrown, not too wild, something of a middle child. Never been on the wrong side of the law. Good at handling my drink, but when I'm with you I can't think. You're the prettiest thing I ever saw. But when you call I lose control, climb into my 4x4. Now I'm gonna get a DUI. I'm drunk on you, and I'm high on my life. No one knows where this road even goes. Run it fast, then we'll take it real slow. What we got, I don't want this to ever end. Yeah, tonight I'm driving. Yeah, tonight I'm driving. Because tonight I'm driving under your influence.
I told you this off camera too. I'm going to say it again here. I think it's a freaking brilliant song, man.
Thank you.
Even just lyrically, the way you've got it structured, it's mint, dude.
And
Bravo.
Even without listening to the lyrics, it has something.
Yeah, it has a fun bounce to it.
Yeah.
Simon really did a great job capturing that feeling. That's the one direction I had going in. I'm like, I want it to be fun. And I think we achieved that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just, oh man, I'm just kind of like, oh my god. it's so good, man. Just like the line referencing how like you haven't been on the bad side of the law, and then but I'm gonna get a DUI because of how drunk I am with like your beauty and your love.
Mm-hmm.
And, man,
yeah, there's a couple clever lines there. My
Very
favorite one
clever.
My favorite one is in the bridge. I'm a homegrown, not too wild, something of a middle child. Because I'm the fourth one out of 5. So I'm not the middle child, that's Quinn. But I'm in the middle there, so you kind of get some of that middle child energy directed towards you. But
dude, it's so flippin' clever.
Thank you.
Just bravo.
When you sang that part, I started thinking, like, he's not the middle child, is he? That's why I asked, like, who's
something of a middle child, not quite. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, that song started off, I was actually working, driving down the highway. I think I was going to North Battleford, and I saw a billboard that said, like, one of those PSA billboards from the government. It was like, driving under the influence, under arrest or whatever. And I was like, oh, there's got to be an idea about there, like, driving under the influence, like, of a woman or something, So then I think I pulled out a notepad and was like scribbling on my notepad, and I was like, DUI, blah, blah, blah. And then I got home and kind of put together something.
And then the next sign was distracted driving.
And then I crashed. Then there's the whole thing, but no, it's good.
Brilliant.
So what does your summer look like?
Summer, pretty busy. My June is super busy here this month. I got a lot of stuff. I think I got like maybe 10 performances in the next month. Some of them are with my dad and uncle. Some of them I'm just filling in on drums for a band. Some of them are just solo acoustic gigs. So June's been really busy. And then the summer's always pretty full for music. We're playing some festivals here and there. And I don't know. I mean, I'm busy all the time. Like even when I'm, even when I'm not performing, always learning new songs and practicing my vocal technique and stuff and all that stuff. So it's it's busy, but it's nice because I get to go outside lots. Like you're saying about the winters, you stay inside. That's kind of me too. So in the summertime, I get outside. I'm fortunate enough to live on an acreage with my parents, and so I'll go in the backyard when it's sunny out and just practice my music out there. It's a nice scenery instead of in my basement bedroom just chilling. So.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So what kind of gigs are you looking most forward to? Like, is it the festival gigs or is it the bar gigs
or is there a difference even?
Well, it depends. I don't know. It's I honestly look the most forward to playing with my dad and uncle because we've played together for so long that it's a very tight band, and I just get to sit in the back and play drums. There's no spotlight on me, so I'm just sitting back there. But
all you have to do is keep time.
Yeah, all I got to do is keep time. And so I think those are the most fun, just because, like I said, we've been doing it so long. We do the same song, so we're never like missing parts. Everybody knows their part, and like I said, a very tight band, so it's a lot of fun. And then you get the whole aspect of like driving to the gig and staying overnight in a hotel somewhere, and it's just a lot of family bonding, I guess, because the whole band is family, so it's a lot of fun. Those are the most fun, I think. But I like doing my own thing too. I really like singing, so it's they're all good. But yeah, I don't know. Festivals are fun. We played a festival in Bengoff last summer, the Gateway Festival.
Oh yeah.
And as we're playing, looking up in the sky, the sun's setting, and there's like 10 like paratroopers. They weren't paratroopers, but people had jumped out of an airplane with like big parachutes, and they were like coming down like right beside the festival. And we were like playing, we were watching them come down, and we're like, what is going on?
Yeah, dude.
Land up on stage.
There's always something going on at those festivals,
Freaking
Sweet.
Right.
We should organize that for Moose Fest.
Oh yeah, gears are spinning.
You gotta lead the charge. Jump out first.
To death of me. I'm curious on your strategy or like the release strategy of how to get the music out there. Like you said, June 15th is when DUI's coming out. Mm-hmm. Can we talk a little bit about that? I know there's like hundreds of different ways that people do it. I'm more curious of how you're going to do it, if you're willing to speak on that.
Yeah. I mean, this is still super new for me. So I've been watching lots of YouTube videos and learning how to do it. I do have some direction just from like releasing an album with my brothers. And I mean, Simon works with this stuff all the time, so he's been a big help. But there's a lot of distribution agencies. I don't know if that's what they're called, but platforms online that you can go through. Some big ones are like DistroKid or CD Baby. I'm going with CD Baby just because it's the cheapest, I guess. And that's who we used with any Genre Boys albums we've done. And so yeah, just make an account, submit your thing, you submit your artwork, you fill out all the information. There's like a big application thing. You submit it, and then they got to process it and take their time with that, and then it'll be out. So I set the release date for June 15th because I heard, I could be wrong, but I heard it takes about 2 weeks for them to process it. And then, so then that'll be out on all major streaming platforms, anywhere you find your music.
Heck yeah.
Any plans on promoting it?
Yeah, marketing's not my strong suit. So I don't know quite yet. I'm hoping to maybe get a little bit of radio play if I can. I have yet to talk to a radio tracker, but looking to do some of that, and then basically promoting it on my social media, put up a YouTube video of it, play it at my live shows, hopefully get some traction. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was, I got a couple names in my back pocket I can share with you after.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's great. Yeah, definitely. The marketing I see is like with indie artists, I see a lot of it lacking. I know people are trying, and everything. But
well, it's hard. That's just so out of my wheelhouse. Like I have no idea where to start with that.
Yeah, I think it's fine when people are posting on like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of that kind of stuff. But I think there's still, I don't want to say a strong arm on it, but there are still people in position. Like that's what they do, right? So it's a matter of getting those contacts and getting the music in their hands. Yeah. So they can distribute it out. Okay. Like accordingly. In my experience, that's what I, would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of finding the right people.
And that's not discounting social media, because that is very powerful.
Right.
That's how
By just knowing someone that knows how to work the system, like
exactly.
They know the industry.
And having just like the proper contacts.
Yep.
Like if you want it to get to 100 radio stations, truth is you're not going to get there from a Facebook or Instagram post.
Yeah.
Like it's a matter of getting it in the proper person's hands so they can get it to those 100 radio stations. And then if you can get one or two of those stations to spin it, then it starts tracking, and other radio stations will be like, oh, well, CJVR is playing it over here. Well, let's give it a try here. And then now it just snowballs from there.
That's the hope, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen like tracking charts, like the reports from it before, and a lot of it's all like we'll get to look at it later, or I haven't seen it. It's all like you can tell they're just copying and pasting it, because you've got
same response.
Yeah, it's the exact same response on a lot of them. But then you'll get that odd one like, oh yeah, we spun it here, or, oh, we're adding it to regular rotation here, and then you'll see like once that you just need the one.
You just need one yes.
One yes, and then it seems like everybody else just follows suit on it. But I also believe that everyone's reluctant to be that first one, that first radio station to give it some attention, which I don't understand why. Like we said, if it's a good song, like just play it. Like what are you so reluctant about?
And then for Spotify, I mean, you're not making money on Spotify.
No.
Even though.
But
anyway, that's a whole different.
It is,
but you should try to get on playlists on.
Yes.
On Spotify,
yeah, I've heard of people doing that, and that seems like a good route to go.
Yeah.
I do know that a lot of those radio stations, before they play it, they will look it up and they will look at your spot. Well, how many plays does it have on Spotify and stuff? So there is some type of method to their madness. I just haven't cracked it.
They check your numbers on the streams and everything.
Like us working with Josh, for example, to get his debut song out there. It was kind of tough. Nobody wanted to be the first one to spin it.
Right.
But it was weird. But we just luckily had the right person at the right time who heard it and was like,
and then it took
shit.
off, and he's doing great.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think that's key, which is also saddening, because it goes to show that there's still a lot of gatekeepers out there.
Yeah, well, there's a big barrier. Like until you're in that yes crowd, like you said, it's tough.
How do you break into there? Like how do you find the proper contact?
I think it's also because there is so much indie music. Like those gatekeepers, I mean, they get to hear so much music, and they have to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah. Well, especially nowadays when like anybody with a laptop and a USB microphone can record something and put it on Spotify. So there is a lot more music than there was in the 60s, you know? Like,
True.
So I think there is a lot of music nowadays too.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not going there.
Well, go ahead. We can cut it. I think the best bang for your buck is hitting Sirius XM. If you can get 100%. It on Sirius, I think you're laughing.
That Summer Night song I was telling you about that we put on our last album, we got that on Sirius XM. For
nice
one of their, because they block it in like 6-week chunks or something, so we got on, and they pay more than regular radio stations because they're a paid service. So
too bad their quality sucks, but like the audio quality itself,
not a fan.
No,
right. Anyway. Maybe they're just recording it on Audacity. Got a couple of shitheads there trying to figure it out.
Yeah. No, it's satellite radio. It has everything to do with bandwidth, and so the frequency is lower, so the audio sounds less good.
Is there? So we're coming back to working at Bees Knees Recording. What's one thing that you took away from the experience? Something you didn't know going into it, and now that you've had that experience, you're like, oh, snap. Like, I'm going to use this little tip here moving forward, if there's anything.
I don't know. I think maybe just be more prepared. Like, I definitely prepared for all the parts I was playing and singing, but again, like, because it's so, like, a recording is final, and I put a lot of pressure on it. Like, that's, when you sing it, like, that's, you got to be happy with that vocal take because it's going to be the final one for, you know, ever.
Yeah.
But I think, like, maybe just preparing a little bit more and then also relaxing and just being like, don't put so much pressure on it being like, this is the take that's going to be out forever. And just relax a little bit and be like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Regardless of what it is, that's just going to be what it's going to be. Yeah. And don't worry about it. So I think just relax a little more because it was such a great process. I was really nervous going into it, but it was incredible.
Hell yeah. Well, and that's true too, because when you are playing it live, if there's something you want to change, you're like, you
can have a different live version. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I noticed a few artists doing that. They have their studio version, but every time you hear a song live, they do it that one particular part. They do it a little
just
different,
a little bit differently. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they didn't like it after all.
Yeah. Or it's just,
and that's.
Yeah. Well, there's a cool part to that too, because then if people are following you to your live shows and then they start to know you for that part in your live show, then they kind of feel in on the the thing, and they can sing along with the live part when they see you. So
yeah, definitely.
And it's also, I think a live version should always be different from the studio version.
Right. Yeah.
Because if I want the studio version, I'll just listen to the.
Yeah. Especially if you're putting out like a live recording of the song. It's not just at a concert or something, but I agree.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are we at for time?
41 minutes.
41. Do you have any hard-hitting questions?
He asks that every time. Every time I say, I don't do hard-hitting questions.
Do you have any questions for us before we leave? Or let you go?
I should have came prepared. I don't know. What's your guys' favorite part of everything you do in the music scene? Because you guys do a lot of stuff, but what's your favorite part of it all?
Getting to meet all the artists. Everybody has a different story.
Right.
We get to discover a lot of music that, may or may not be heard on the radio.
Right.
So, for example, if you would not release your song to radio, well, we heard it live here.
Yeah, we got to experience that.
Things like that.
Yeah, I would agree with Mark. It's getting to meet you guys and just on a more personal level than just hearing a song on the radio. Right. That's like a banger of a track, It's like, holy shit, I got to hang out with that person for an hour or whatever it is. Or I have that guy's number. Like, I can call him for coffee right now. Like that kind of stuff. It's the relationship building, the friendships that we've been able to make in the course of doing it, and just experiencing that. It's so magical. I think that's my favorite part of all of it, is just getting to hang out with you guys. And
well, that's cool. And then you got a whole community of like friends, and
100%.
Awesome.
It's also fun to be able to brag about that part.
It's a lot of that 6 degrees of separation type of stuff, right? Like, I know this guy who played with this guy, or they opened for Black Sabbath, this one, like just shit like that. And it's like, I've got to hang out with that guy, like shit like that.
Or when a girl is completely fangirling over an artist that we hang out with, it's like, his phone number.
That's just I really, and that's probably my favorite of all of this, is just getting to meet you guys and like just getting more insight on the industry and how it all works and like what's really put into it. Like, I'm not a musician, but I am a big fan of it. Right.
Yeah. And it's also
a big respect thing for what you guys are doing and how you're doing it. I'm very interested in how everybody does things differently, but it all ends up being the same result. And
but
to
it's
me,
also
there's something there. It's not a specific checklist like steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Everybody's process is different.
Exactly. And I'm really interested in that.
And the steps are all the same, but they're all in different order.
Yeah.
But it's also every time we learn something and we meet a new artist that doesn't know something, we usually have a nugget that we can
Yeah.
I'm a very, like, I have a really hard time with keeping secrets. I do. So it's like if people ask me something, I'm just like, well, I can tell you what we did.
Yeah.
This is what we did.
That's how it goes.
And it worked for us. So
Like the radio trackers. We have phone numbers. You want it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like the truth is, like, particularly with Josh, like helping him out. Like it all started, we got him in the studio because he didn't have the funds to do it. And we were like, man, there's something here. Like, we'll back you on it. Like, let's just get it recorded. Let's go.
Good for you guys.
And it turned out so good. We're like, let's do more.
Nice.
That's like, there, you have it, bro. Like, let's go. And then it was just like doing the research of like, okay, how do we get this to radio now? So it's just asking questions.
Yeah.
And getting 100 different answers and trying them out. And then we just like, it just worked.
Yeah.
It's like just not being scared to figure it out.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
well, that's important. Yeah. You're just going head first into it.
Yeah. It's like, what's the goal? How do I get to the goal? And then just do what you can and not being frustrated if things don't go your way.
Right. Because you just learn from it.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, we don't have skin in the game neither. So even if it is a dud, like poor Josh, if it was a dud, but it's like, there's a sense of pride that comes with it as well. It's like, oh shit, we helped him do that.
Yeah.
It's because of us that he's like, he would have gotten there eventually.
Right. But you facilitated
We just steamrolled it like that much faster
great.
because of all the questions that we get to ask you guys and figure it out and piece it together. And that's what I like the most about it.
Oh,
just
good.
figuring shit out, man.
Yeah.
And
well, you guys are great at it.
And we don't have all the answers. There's so many more things that we still need to figure out. Like,
But we got a bunch of contacts that we can ask.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
And you got another 1,000 episodes of the podcast where you can ask questions. Right on. Well, I know myself and all the other artists that have been on this podcast and know you guys, very impressed and very happy with all the hard work you guys do in the scene.
Man, thank you.
Like, you guys are everywhere, always supporting local music, and we need that because there isn't there's a lot of local support, but like there could always be more. And so I'm very thankful for all the work you guys do.
Hell yeah, dude. We're going to take over the world, man.
You are. I know.
But
I know.
It's just, I will say this, and this might be my ego talking a little bit.
Ego. Whatever he's going to say next is
just
his ego.
Like when I was saying how like it's that community building, like the friendships and everything that's building that I'm most drawn to. Man, in a perfect world, the goal is to just have the rest of the world see what us as people from Saskatchewan have to offer. It's not how the world perceives us to be.
No, I know.
But
I think we got a great local music scene. Like it needs to be heard.
I agreed. And it's like, I think it's just not, what is it, typecast, or what's the expression I'm looking for? Where it's just people think Saskatchewan music is this.
Right.
When it isn't.
Yeah.
And the people who think that aren't the ones going to shows or supporting live music or supporting arts.
They just have that idea in their head. They haven't witnessed it. Because if they actually go out and see live music in the local scene, they'll see that there's
100%.
There's every genre under the sun you could think of.
100%.
We've actually gotten that a lot. Well, yeah, a lot for Moose Fest. You know, you ask locals or people from the area, like, did you buy tickets? No. Oh, why not? Well, it's not my music.
Yeah, how do you know?
Do you know the bands?
Yeah.
Oh, no, well.
Yeah, I've heard that lots.
Yeah,
it's not my... Well, it's
That's
because, like...
Yeah.
Particularly in local community, like people know me, like I like my Metallica and Godsmack and like metal, right? I like that's my jam. So then they think that we're only talking to like these metal bands and all this, and it's like no, like dude, we're covering it all. Like we're non-biased.
Yeah,
just good people, good music. That's what it's all about.
And this year's lineup for Moose Fest is completely.
It's all over the place,
random.
man.
That's really good though, because then there's something for everybody.
Yep.
So everybody could buy a ticket and be happy that they went.
Yep.
Right. People who are just listening to their local radio station are only gonna know what that radio station is feeding them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. But there's
Just like your Facebook feed.
Yeah, exactly.
all right.
But yeah,
know about that.
There's so much more that
There
people
is
are unaware of.
like the sky's the limit, and it's like, oh well, Saskatchewan music is just honky tonk, whatever, and it's like, but no, it isn't.
But that's
like,
why it's great that you guys have Moose Fest to promote the local scene. That's not just a specific type of music.
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
So that's all we're doing. We're just, if it's good people that we get to hang out with, like, man, we can get on deck with that, and we're in your corner, man, 100%.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's so easy when you guys are just like the nicest guys ever, and you're so easy to get along with. So no wonder everybody likes coming here and hanging out with you guys. So.
Right. Well, like I said, we don't have all the answers, and like I can be a freaking dumbass too sometimes. We're just human beings.
Really?
A dumbass or no filter. But yeah, it's all good, man. We're just having a blast, and this is another one for the books of a great time, man. Very honored to have you come out here.
Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming.
To take us out, we're gonna end this episode with what's the title?
With him saying where everybody can find him online.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So before we go to that song, if you want to just let everyone,
you can find me on Instagram at Matt Johnner. I have Facebook, but I don't use it. Basically just Instagram. I'm also on TikTok at Matt Johnner. If you want to see some live videos of me playing there. And then we will play my original song, My Bible.
My Bible. That's what it is. Love it. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, bud.
You won't find me Sunday morning, 'cause I never go alone. I was broken when you found me, lost and wandering on my own. I felt like the Tower of Babylon, unholy ground I'm walking on. So you can lead, I'll follow. All I know, you keep me out of trouble. You raise me from the rubble. All I had was a hope and a prayer, and then a savior out of nowhere. You're leading me from temptation. You're the key to my salvation. Baptized in new revival. All I know, baby, you're my Bible. The little I bring to the table is so much less than what you see. You might not think you're an angel, but by God you are to me. We could build the Tower of Babel on the holy ground we're walking on. So lead the way, I'll follow. All I know, you keep me out of trouble. You raise me from the rubble. All I had was a hope and a prayer, and then a savior out of nowhere. You're leading me from temptation. You're the key to my salvation. Baptized in new revival. All I know, baby, you're my Bible. Baby, you're my good book, a testament, my saving grace. You're heaven sent. And all I know, you keep me out of trouble. You raise me from the rubble. All I had was a hope and a prayer, and then a savior out of nowhere. You're leading me from temptation. You're the key to my salvation. Baptized in new revival. All I know, baby, you're my Bible. Baby, you're my Bible. Baby, you're my Bible. Baby, you're my Bible.